Is diabetes reversible? Good news is it may be possible to reverse diabetes in certain conditions. If the diabetes is caused by unhealthy lifestyles and an unfit body, then there is a chance that you may be reverse your diabetes. But even in such scenarios, it is only possible to reverse the diabetes in the early stages. Once the complication sets in, then the only thing we can do is damage control. So, what exactly is diabetes reversal? Technically, it is called as diabetes remission because the possibility of the diabetes coming back is always there. But if a person with diabetes is able to bring back the sugars to normal levels and is able to maintain it in normal levels without the help of any medications, then it can be called as diabetes reversal or diabetes remission. To reverse a diabetes or to go into diabetes remission, you need to reverse your insulin resistance. What can you do to reverse your insulin resistance? Insulin resistance happens because of the diet and the exercise habits. So if you are able to modify your diet in such a way that it is not causing blood sugar spikes, then you will be able to reverse your diabetes. How can you do that? You have to limit the intake of processed foods in your diet. Processed foods are the foods that have been made in a factory. Something that comes in a packet is usually a processed food. So try to minimize the intake of such foods. Also processed sugars. Anything that is sweet when you consume, be it biscuits or breads or juice or whatever, that is a processed sugar and that will spike up your blood sugar levels. So you can limit those foods and you can consume more of whole foods. Whole foods like fruits and vegetables, whole grains. These foods have a lot of fiber in them, and when you consume foods with a lot of fiber, that will be absorbed very slowly from your system, and hence your blood sugars will not be spiking. This will help to reduce your insulin resistance. Another thing that you have to reduce is the consumption of unhealthy fats, saturated fats. These are present in red meats, processed meats, and a lot of other packaged foods also has unhealthy fats. Secondly, you have to consume a lot of good quality proteins because proteins help you build muscles. And when you have strong muscles, your insulin resistance naturally comes down. Consume a lot of good fats, omega-3 and omega-6 fats. These are fats found in nuts, seeds, olives, avocados, and fish. Small fishes has a lot of omega-3. If you are not able to consume such foods in large quantities, you can also take supplements to increase your omega-3 fat consumption. Thirdly, you have to start exercising because however you diet, you won't be able to reduce your insulin resistance without an exercise regimen. So your exercise should include both aerobic exercises, that is the exercise that increase your heart rate. You have to do at least 30 to 45 minutes of aerobic exercise every day, and if you are looking into reversing your diabetes, you may need to do even more. And not just aerobic exercises, you have to do muscle strengthening exercises because, as I said, muscle is the key to diabetes reversal. If you can build strong muscles with resistance training or body weight exercises or even weightlifting, that will definitely reduce your insulin resistance. Third thing that has a lot of research backing it is for reversal of diabetes is calorie restriction. So there are even studies that show that if someone is able to go into a fasting mode, then their diabetes reverses within a week. But that is not a healthy diet to assume for most people because especially if you are a diabetic, fasting for 3 days without a medical supervision can have its consequences. But intermittent fasting is usually safe for most people. And even if you are not able to do any of these diets, just restrict your calorie intake because calorie restriction has been shown again and again to be the key for longevity and survival and also for diabetes reversal. So if you are consuming fewer calories as a whole with a balanced diet and enough proteins, then you are on your way to diabetes reversal. Another thing that you have to keep in mind while aiming for diabetes reversal is that you have to maintain your sleep, because good quality of sleep, at least 7 to 8 hours of sleep every day, is essential to reduce your stress hormone levels. And also you have to manage your stresses, because if your stress levels are very high, then it is really difficult to manage your insulin resistance, because the stress hormones that get generated when you have high levels of stress, they also increase your insulin resistance. Then you have to quit your unhealthy habits like smoking. Smoking is dangerous in any amount, even if it is just vaping. Limit the alcohol intake. And finally, if you are able to achieve a weight loss, even 5% weight loss has shown to significantly reduce a person's insulin resistance. So aim for good quality diets with enough proteins, regular exercise, regular sleep, and reduce stress, and you will be able to reverse your diabetes.